70 of Community Service Hour, where we're going to be talking about drinking. And we're going to be talking about World Takeover of Identity by the people bringing you World Takeover of, quote, AI. We're going to be talking about self-healing code and the seesaw technique, possibly even a live demo here if you're lucky. Normally, we talk the first few minutes about whatever drink is on my desk, but I do want to show you a special drink I had that I don't have on my desk because we drank it all. And it's not even alcoholic, but it's related to alcohol, so I have to show you. The drink is cohosts. I'm spamming you.
Oh, yeah.
This is a thing.
Is there alcohol in it?
Nope. I don't know why I had to drink this, but I was at a party. Anybody who's been to China has drank Argotto before. And it's this vodka-ish drink that it's like, oh, okay, that's what that is. I'll never forget that. And then they took all the alcohol out and they put it into a fizzy bottle. And that is called Argotto Chishui.
Yeah, what do we got today?
Sam Altman, also known as CEO of OpenAI, is supporting a world. This is like, you know, the meme is like, I used to do crypto, now I do AI. So this is throwback.
One thing, as I was looking at those articles, I don't know if there's any new information here. Like, he might have done this, or like said something about having support for this thing years ago.
Good point.
So he co-founded it a while ago.
Okay, co-founded Worldcoin in 2020. Aims to give its new digital money to every human. Okay. By using privacy-preserving iris recognition. No, we don't want to do iris scanning to do airdrops of your coin. Sorry, Sam. So if you're saying this is a privacy-preserving iris scan, does this mean I can have my eyes closed during the scan? Like, what the come on, people. Yeah, who's going to scan these irises? Am I going to scan my own iris? Am I going to buy a USB stick, scan my iris, and then not tell you what my iris scan is, hash it, and then somehow something...
Right. Yeah, there has to be a database of the iris scans somewhere.
This is also solving a non-problem. There's not a problem on Earth of being able to identify that the person on the other side you're talking to is human.
The failure mode is that they have in mind is somebody spins up a bunch of bots to go claim that they deserve their UBI take.
Where does the UBI come from?
From a government.
Okay, that's not decentralized.
Right, but...
So you don't need a world coin for that. You need a local coin for that.
Yes. But that kind of skirts the issue because if you have local coin, I mean, there's still a need to ensure that one person is not claiming UBI for like a bunch of recently dead people who just haven't been registered as dead yet.
UBI, also known as food stamps, rations. We've been doing this for thousands of years, definitely since before Jesus Christ. And most recently, in the memory of everybody here's grandparents, World War II. A lot of countries in World War II had very limited food, and they also had this same exact thing. They didn't do iris scans back during World War II, and somehow the people that weren't in war, that were lining up for food, got their food. I'd be a lot more interested when Sam makes a press release with a government that wants to implement UBI and wants to do this, and people don't want WorldCoin. I live in Pennsylvania, and the state of Pennsylvania is still fighting against the national government of the United States so that their driver's licenses will not be federal IDs, they will only be state IDs. Then how can Sam Altman convince countries that he's the one who needs to be scanning people's irises and doing it in a decentralized way, which does not let the governments know who these people are? Having been in the blockchain world and having been in the NFT world and the anonymous world, I've seen a lot of people tackling non-problems. And identity is one of the NFT use cases in the original NFT ERC 721 document. I'm not the authority on this stuff, but I've studied it a little bit. Sorry, Sam, we do not need WorldCoin. And it's got the word coin in it, which is so far... Can I pull up their website at least? Can I give them a chance to speak? Okay, economy...
They have a .org URL, so it's definitely for the greater good.
Economic future that benefits everyone. So free money coming from nowhere because it benefits everyone. It doesn't not benefit anybody. We should definitely want this. Why don't we just make 1,000 of these, and then it'll benefit everybody 1,000 times. World ID, digital identity, proves you are a real and unique human while fully protecting your privacy, which is not something government wants if they're the one paying for this. Worldcoin is the first token to be globally and freely distributed to people for utility and future governance. Let's make it DAO. Can we be any more overt on our plans here to like replace world governments with a SAM government?
I'd love to see the pitch deck for like the opportunity size.
This year, world payments exceeded $1 quadrillion. If we can get 1% of this market, that will be $10 trillion. With our fees of 1%, this will be $100 billion for our company. Has anybody seen pitch decks like this?
If we can get 10% of that market, we could take over the world. Their logo should be Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's too mean. I'm sure they're very nice, well-meaning people with good intentions.
Do we have a blog? Okay, blog.
Still posting.
Oh, most common myths. Okay, let's myth 1. Stores everyone's irises in a database. No. Images are promptly deleted. I heard that before when they were scanning your naked body at airports with the rape scan, and until they found out they weren't. Does anybody remember that one? The Orb is a custom biometric imaging device that privately and securely verifies your personhood. Determine if somebody's actually living, create an iris code. The iris code is signed by the Orb's private unique key and submitted for comparison against all the other iris codes. The iris code is not used to identify who they are, only to verify that they have not appeared before an Orb before. If you can perform an online attack, then you can identify people by just comparing them not against today's database, but against whichever database it was before that you logged in. There's a lot of ways that these zero-knowledge proofs, there's a lot of things to study here. There's a lot of problems, and these things are not as secure, or not as private as they think they are. 10 gallon says is steal the key, so you can just open it up without it knowing. That's what happened with the DVDs, the DVD code, right? Is to just make a not secure device. So for the manufacturer of these secure devices to just not put the codes in there properly, or to make a debug version, which is exactly what happened with RSA. So NSA invested in RSA, and they made these little RSA keys with 6-digit codes. Anybody remember those? Well, those codes were just based on a key that was not secure in the first place. Oh, and P.S., the NSA had a copy of all those codes. There's 2 types of voting that a lot of people in their real world will come into. One is government democracies, and number 2 is voting shares of a stock. In a government, the government is responsible for 100% verification of every person. They're all verified. There's laws, there's military to prevent you from double voting, and there are people that have skin in the game to not want that, right? Let's compare that to corporate votes. You're either a hedge fund manager where your votes count, or you're an individual investor and your votes are so much smaller that they obviously don't count. Most of the things that you're voting for are advisory basis votes. So even if you vote for the thing, it doesn't happen because you don't actually have a say when you vote. And really the vote is just a threat that you will vote out the board of directors. The Byzantine general problem and the communication mechanism is the voting that you do on these things. In the United States, local, state, federal elections, you're typically voting directly for the thing. I want this. Compare this to a DAO. Right? In a DAO, we have tokens. The tokens are anybody. Anybody can get the tokens. For a lot of blockchain projects, you can just buy all the tokens and vote right away. Huge problem, agency problem with that. We don't know who the people are. The person who's making commitments with the treasury or the whatever doesn't know the people that are voting. You don't know who they are. It's a problem. That's a agency problem. That's a moral hazard. And then when they do vote, there's no balance to check. There's no person that can stop or recount in what we consider a DAO on blockchains, right? So the vote comes through and then the money's gone. Poof. So I just want to bring this up before you think about Sam and whether or not he's an expert on designing governmental governance systems for the entire world.
Yeah. Do they even talk about their proposed DAO structure?
So now it says explicitly it wants to be a currency. Viewing it at face value is it's a very good approach. This approach is exactly the strategy that Tencent used in launching WeChat Pay. They gave $1 to everybody on Chinese New Year, to 1 billion people. $1 to 1 billion people. So this is the way to do it, especially somewhere that $1 is worth something. Yeah, that looks real. There it is.
So easy to game that system. Oh man. Next topic.
P256. WebAuthn is a basically MetaMask standard for Web 2. So browser standard for the type of things that we're signing using MetaMask. Of course, they're not compatible. That would be too easy. So instead, we have to bridge from this WebAuthn standard into what we use on Web 3 in Ethereum compatible networks, SEPC 256R1.
How does it work? Can you explain for dummies who know nothing about?
First, we have to explain what are the two sides, and then the answer is it's a bridge. On Ethereum, the way things works is you have a private key, you have a public key, you sign a message. WebAuthn is also an approach. WebAuthn is a W3C recommendation. This is the same thing. You've got a private key, you sign it, there's a public key, people can confirm that you've signed this message. But on WebAuthn, the thing you're signing is, I want to log into google.com. Now, how does that connect with Ethereum? Well, you've got one thing over here with a public key cryptography. You've got another thing over here with a public key cryptography, and it does smart contracts. So what you do is you just write a validator over here. So you can take this signed message, you can use it over here, and it knows that you authorize this transaction. So what this is called a soft wallet. So this doesn't solve the gas problem. So yes, you cannot use a WebAuthn account to make a transaction. Somebody's got to pay the fee. Okay, so there's an EIP for this where you could allow transactions to hit Ethereum without using the current signing. All this P256 either depends on this account abstraction or it's going to require somebody to put these transactions on chain. It's standing on a dependency that doesn't exist yet. Could be good, could be bad, but it could take years to even be feasible. And so I can't recommend you to look at this any further until the dependencies have been met.